With a spark and a flash, I ignite! Ampamine here, coming at you with some more Payday 2 and Road to CRIMEFEST news. Now, earlier this morning, again, for me, time zones, if you're not on the same time zone as I am, I apologize, the nomenclature is not correct, but I'm gonna keep using the nomenclature that's right for me, because I am the one giving the news. Ah! I hold the reins of which time zone I use. Anyway, earlier this morning, Overkill released 4 new challenges. Yes, good stuff, good stuff. Chains got a new challenge. It's to rob Go Bank with a Car 4 or AK rifle 20,000 times. And that's something that honestly shouldn't be too rough, because Go Bank tends to lend itself pretty well to assault rifles. It's got a lot of pretty open spaces, that nice big road in the front, and that big ol' yard in the back. It's also got a lot of snipers positioned around, and a bunch of other, law enforcers that are able to surround you on the other buildings, particularly on the roofs. So it's got a lot of, very open spaces that lends itself to mid to long range combat, which tends to be where a lot of assault rifles shine, particularly the CAR and the AK, especially given that they've got quite a few modifications, especially with, obviously, the AK and CAR mod pack. It was a DLC specifically designed to, allow more upgrades to be applied to the CAR 4 and the AK series of rifles. So yeah, doubt that one will last long. Clover's new challenge, help Vlad's brother-in-law into the chopper 20,000 times. This is the White Christmas heist, so yeah, that's also not one that should really be difficult to do, because basically it's just complete the White Christmas heist 20,000 times. That's all it really is. But yeah, I don't know, maybe there's something more to it that I'm not seeing, but I think that one will be complete in a day or two. The third, Dallas. Defeat Captain Winter's squad mates 150,000 times. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one, because Captain Winters isn't always guaranteed to show up. It's, as far as I understand, completely random whether he will or will not show up on any given day of a heist. So, this is going to be one where this one might actually take a while, because I've noticed that sometimes it can be kind of tough to convince your fellow heisters to go out and actually attack Captain Winters, where I think it's actually pretty important to go and kill him, but sometimes it's like, oh, I don't really want to go alone, because I know that there's just going to be one taser that I can't see, or a freaking cloaker that just and smacks me onto the ground, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm way the crap out there, and none of my teammates are going to be able to help me in time, so so that one might take a little bit longer, but still shouldn't be awfully, horribly difficult to complete. Houston, 4th new challenge, complete 250,000 heists on Death Wish. Now this one, for me personally, is probably going to be difficult to contribute to, because I oftentimes have a rough time with Death Wish. It's not the easiest difficulty, obviously, and I tend to die a lot while trying to complete it. So, yeah, but luckily there are people who are way better at this game than I am, and I doubt that completing 250,000 heists on the Death Wish difficulty is really going to be any problem for the people who actually have skill or talent when it comes to playing this game. Yeah. So also one that I can see lasting a few days, but honestly not really sticking around for all that long. Now, I've also completed 2 challenges since the last time I updated. Chains, both of them were for Chains' series of challenges. The complete 50,000 heists with a vault got completed, and the reward is Sputnik, with the description of Rise. Now this is an obvious reference to Vlad, given how there's actually a quote that he'll give when you complete one of his heists. He has a chance of saying that, he's on the rise like a fucking Sputnik. So, I'm pretty sure that this is, pointing towards a new heist series. Well, either a heist series or just a simply new heist for Vlad. And if I'm allowed to hope, which, I don't know, Overkill might not be okay with me hoping things, but I'm still going to try and hope that it's a sequel to The Meltdown, mission, because, I mean, hey, we gave nukes to somebody. It'll be interesting to see, like, what whoever Vlad sold them to is actually going to do with them, because nukes are dangerous, man. And they're also, you know, salt treaties and that kind of thing, so yeah, it might create problems for the heisters surviving down the road, since I imagine Washington, D.C. would, you know, be a pretty big target for that kind of thing. You know, it's the capital and all that. So yeah, I think that a sequel to the Meltdown heist would be awesome! But, you know, I might not get what I want. I want to, though. I really do. Alright, anyhow, the other completed challenge for Chains was to complete 70,000 heists where you manufacture illegal drugs. Yeah, that one was completed, amusingly enough. And the reward is a slingshot with a description of, "Be careful, you could put someone's eye out." And yeah, that's there's a very, very high probability of it being related to Clover's other challenge reward of the slingshot stand that gives you +2 stability somehow. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one to see how that's related, you know, how the two challenges are related, and whether I assume that they're referring to the same object. I mean, they both refer to slingshots, but I'm still not sure if they're thinking of adding a new, like, gameplay mechanic or a new sidearm, you know, a new secondary that involves a slingshot. That one's still a little up in the air, and by a little, I mean entirely up in the air, so that's all speculation. I don't think anybody has any real idea what that's all about, except for the Overkill people, and they're not saying anything, at least not until CRIMEFEST hits. Speaking of, we are actually about halfway through the Road to CRIMEFEST event. Road to CRIMEFEST ends on October 17th. Today is, I believe, the 6th. Yes, today is the 6th, and I'm just double-checking, going through notes and stuff, and making sure that I'm telling people that it's the real thing. But, oh no, the 14th of October. That's right. Yeah, so Road to CRIMEFEST ends on the 14th of October. And then CRIMEFEST will begin immediately afterwards, where they're going to release the actual rewards for the challenges that everybody has completed. So we're on our way to, you know, getting everything completely done. We're still at 11 out of 20 right now. We're remaining right around that halfway mark, which is pretty good. You know, they're releasing challenges every 2 days. So I wouldn't call that a whole lot of time to actually get anything done. So, you know, we're still keeping up a pretty good pace as an entire community, I'd say. And next week will be the last release of 4 challenges, and then I would assume not the next week, excuse me, the day after tomorrow. They release challenges every 2 days, so the day after tomorrow will be the last time they release a set of 4 challenges. After that, at least going by the dungeon map that they've got on their Road to CRIMEFEST site, there's only going to be a single challenge released for that quote-unquote challenge set. So it's going to be interesting to see if this last, you know, the last challenge is going to be any different, if it's going to involve, like, a really big thing, if it's going to involve all 4 heisters involved in the Road to CRIMEFEST event. You know, you can never be too sure about this kind of thing. It's going to be interesting to see where they take it. And, you know, the challenges that they've released today don't seem particularly difficult. The one that I can see having, you know, giving the community the most trouble is the defeating Captain Winter's squad mates. And seeing as how he spawns with about 10 every time that he actually comes into a heist, that shouldn't be too particularly tough to meet, because that'll give about, you know, 25,000 spawns. If every time Captain Winters spawns, everybody kills all of his super shield squad mates, that'll be, yeah, about 25,000 spawns of Captain Winters before that challenge is completed. So that's the one that I see taking the longest, and even then I doubt it'll take all that long. But I think that's about everything. Everybody, thank you very much for listening. As always, I appreciate it. Keep heisting, everybody. We are getting there. It is really, really coming down to it. It's gonna be good. I can almost guarantee it. But the sound of it, Overkill has been working really, really hard on this. So yeah, keep working towards those sweet, sweet slingshot loot goals. It'll be great. This has been me, Ampamine, coming at you with some more Payday 2 on the road to CRIMEFEST news. And I will catch all of you on the flip side.